Hello, everyone, and welcome to Decoding Ancient History, Understanding the Language of Antiquity. An ancient artifact has been interpreted, deciphered, and decoded. The artifact contains multi-layered messages of a metaphysical, spiritual, and technical nature. This artifact of great antiquity reads like a book in stone, a book that can be equated to a technical or engineering manual in stone. Having interpreted, deciphered, and decoded this particular artifact, I am curious as to whether or not certain individuals can bring unique perspectives to this endeavor and contribute to a broader discussion. Back in November of 2016, when I first began working to decode the petroglyph that you see before you, I had no clue that the process of interpreting and deciphering the messages that lay hidden within it would evolve into the level that it has. With that said, it was also during this period of time that I had pretty much laid out a preliminary template for a presentation that initially included 7 parts. Since then, and over the course of several years, it has evolved into a multi-part series that now includes a total of 10 parts. In part 1 of this video series, viewers will learn about various forms of symbolism associated with both the world pillar and the world tree, and how various cultures throughout the world still celebrate the significance of the divine union that is the foundation of life as we know it. As it relates to the divine union of both the masculine and feminine principles of creation, there was a point within the video presentation where I interpreted and illustrated the communion of these principles. It would be several years later, after having interpreted this aspect from within the petroglyph, that I would come across a video posted by Praveen Mohan entitled The Banned Files of Tippurantai Temple. In the video, Praveen can be seen walking toward the temple and stopping just outside of the entrance. When he reaches the entrance, he looks up to see a series of carvings that have been engraved along the top surface of the entryway, and goes on to inform viewers about the meaning and the significance behind the carvings. When I initially saw this series of carvings, I immediately thought about what I had previously interpreted as it relates to the divine union of creation and the series of floral buds that surround the tree of life within this petroglyph. I thought it was curious that the carvings engraved above the doorway of the Tippurantai Temple in India looked somewhat similar to the floral buds that appear within the ancient Sumerian petroglyph that you see before you. So, keep in mind the shape, structure, and configuration of the floral buds surrounding the tree of life as we take a brief look at the following video clip.
Hey guys, today we're going into an extraordinary ancient temple called Tirupperundurai. And inside this temple, there are unbelievable carvings that can rewrite history. When we enter this chamber, your eyes are naturally attracted to the deity inside the chamber. But look on top of the doorway. On the lintel, you see a number of patterns. What are they? What do they mean? Are they meaningless patterns carved just for decoration? No, let's take a closer look at them. In chemistry classes, we learned about molecules made of different atoms. Are these molecules? Or are they simple flower designs? Don't they remind you of stars in the sky? Yes, these are 27 lunar stations called Nakshatras. You can see these stations in the night sky. Lunar station, that's a fancy word, right? What is that? It's not a space station or something like that. Take the sky or the ecliptic and you can split that into 27 segments using groups of stars as markers for each segment. Each segment is called a nakshatra or a star system. Why? To calculate time, dates, seasons, everything can be done using these nakshatras. Today, most people think these are used solely for astrology. But think about how ancient people calculated time during the night. Did they not have any indicators of how to tell time during nighttime? No, you can tell time by following the positions of stars, groups of stars, etc. So these nakshatras were also used in astronomy.
As you can see, Praveen poses the question to viewers as to whether or not this series of carvings above the doorway is representative of molecules, atoms, or simple flower designs. However, what we ultimately learn is that the design of these carvings are actually representative of stars, and that the patterns of their configuration are representative of star systems. Referred to as the Nakshatra Star System, nakshatras were used to calculate time, dates, seasons, etc., and their configurations are associated with the astronomical and astrological sciences. As the floral designs surrounding the Assyrian Tree of Life and the floral designs that appear above the doorway of the Tippurantai Temple appear to be similar, the question now becomes whether or not the meaning and significance of these designs as stars can also be applied to the Tree of Life. This is rather curious, because when I completed the interpretations for Part 1 several years ago, not only did I pose a specific question with regard to this petroglyph, but I also created an animated illustration of what Praveen Mohan alludes to within the video clip. To learn more about the history of the world pillar, the world tree, and associated symbolism, watch Part 1 of Ancient Messages in Stone, Decoding the Assyrian Tree of Life. Well, that's it for this video. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when we post new videos. Until next time.